Today on 10-Minute IT Jams, we're joined by Demetris Booth, who is the Director of Product Marketing for the APJ region at Cato Networks. Cato's vision is to deliver next-generation secure network architecture that eliminates the complexity, costs, and risks associated with legacy IT approaches on disjointed point solutions. With Cato, your IT organization and your business are ready for whatever comes next. Demetris joins us today to tell us more about Cato and their offerings in the region. Thank you for coming along, Demetris, and welcome to the Jam.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Well, let's get straight into it then. For a business that hasn't worked with Cato before, what are your key products and offerings?
Okay, so as you know, Cato is a SASE solution provider, and I have to say that we were the first vendor to actually deliver SASE because we came out with our very first product in 2016. That was a security as a service and network as a service. And we came out with SASE before Gartner even coined the term of SASE in 2019. So as we know, SASE brings together networking and security into a single solution. So how Cato does it, we converge our networking and security into a single highly scalable cloud-native global architecture. So what this actually does is it provides enhanced and optimized global networking, cloud acceleration, consistent policy enforcement, and holistic cyber threat protection on a global scale. Now, additionally, because our architecture is a single software stack that converges networking and security, this gives enterprises the ability of having a single policy configuration and management, as well as all the optimized cost savings that many organizations are looking for today. So if you look at the overall results of what we're actually delivering from a product perspective and what we're doing, the result is optimized networking, better security, a single management, and a very high return on investment. So who wouldn't want to have all that and save a bunch of money at the same time?
Well, I guess, what are the most recent improvements or innovations in Cato's offerings?
Okay, so one of the good things about Cato is that we are always adding new capabilities to our SASE cloud in order to enhance the network and security operations of all of our customers. So among our most recent releases was our SaaS Security API. Now, the SaaS Security API, it provides out-of-band visibility and control of all corporate sanctioned cloud applications. This also gives organizations the ability to monitor and react to specific traffic that's coming from remote users that are connected directly to those cloud apps. This applies it doesn't matter whether or not the user is have our SDP client installed and they're using that, or to send traffic across the cloud. It also applies when they're not using it. So that's a key advantage of the SaaS API. The SaaS Security API, it also complements very well our inline CASB and DLP solutions. And it helps us provide the best possible security coverage by applying all these consistent enterprise security policies to the SaaS applications at all times. So the result here is complete security for all these SaaS applications, no matter where those users are, and no matter how they're connecting to those SaaS applications.
Awesome. Well, now, what trends are your product development teams laser focused on next?
Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, Cato basically invented SASE. I love saying that. We are always looking to remain ahead of the game, ahead of those who are trying to keep up with us. So our product teams are completely focused on delivering the next evolution of SASE architecture and capabilities. So one of the key things or a key advantage that we have is because our architecture is a global architecture built on a global private backbone. It gives us some unique advantages when it comes to putting in new capabilities, new features. So it allows us to actually use our global private backbone to constantly improve network performance and also security coverage. And this also allows us to enhance and develop different capabilities that are also adding more intelligence and control to help us prevent the ever-evolving security threats that every organization is always facing. It also means that we're able to expand the solution that works at scale to better manage and also remediate rapidly all of these security threats. Now, these are all capabilities that we already have, but we continue to evolve and enhance them and improve them to ensure that we're providing our customers with the best possible coverage and the best converged solution that they can find on the market. And as I mentioned earlier, because we have a very unique architecture, it allows us to very quickly and easily develop and deploy these enhanced capabilities, thus simplifying every aspect of enterprise networking security for most customers, most of our customers in the market today.
Well, now, I guess more specifically for the region, what infrastructure or resources do you have in the APAC market?
Oh, okay. So one of the things that we've been very specific and strategic about is how we actually built out our APAC teams. And we've made sure that we place resources in all the key primary and secondary markets to help grow the region. Now, we're going to continue to be very strategic and deliberate in how we're recruiting talent for the region. So for example, we look for talent not just because they have a specialized skill, but we look for talent that also has that entrepreneurial spirit, because we need them to take ownership of the business. And being able to take ownership of the business means that they'll be able to innovate on the fly and very quickly adapt to all new business conditions that you're always going to face, because business is always changing. So you need to adapt accordingly. Now, most importantly, though, when we hire teams, we really look for people who are able to put the customer outcome first, because realistically, that's what we're trying to solve. You know, their particular use cases, their particular challenges and issues, and it's all about their outcomes. So we need these new individuals that come into Cato. We need them to have the ability of putting this first. We also need them to have the ability to work alongside of our partners to ensure that together we are delivering and focusing on these outcomes. And we believe this is going to be the best approach to set us up for long-term success in the APAC market.
Well, I guess finally, to finish off, if an enterprise end user wanted to engage with Cato, what's the best way for them to do that?
Okay. Well, as I mentioned, we do have sales teams in all the major markets here in APJ. So if anyone looking to discuss how Cato can help them solve their most pressing challenges and use cases, there are a couple of options. There are a few options, excuse me. So basically, Cato, we are a channel first company. So we are building out an ecosystem of very capable and strong partners. So interested companies in hearing more about Cato, they can reach out and contact their local preferred partner and request a formal discussion about Cato, what we do, how we can help them, how we have specific capabilities to address their various use cases and so forth. They can also request a POC through their preferred local partner. Another method of reaching out to us and making contact is they can also visit catonetworks.com and request a call from a local sales team. And they can also request a POC from the portal as well. And then, of course, finally, we are participating in all the major cloud and security events in the various regions. So this is another way of making contact with Cato and having a conversation on how we can actually help these organizations solve their key challenges and issues.
Awesome. Well, it has been a pleasure having you on the jam, Demetris, and learning more about Cato and what you guys do. We look forward to hearing more from Cato very soon.
Fantastic. So thank you very much for inviting me on.